All right, namaste, namaste, family of light. Um, let's see here. Okay, we are now live on Facebook Live as we have our light workers that are participating on June. Excuse me, on June on Zoom, beginning to come on. So again, we do this every Monday, 6:45. We have a little chat before our actual anchoring light transmission, and we offer to the public, those who feel moved to do this, or resonate to do this, to come and join us, share your light. It's called the anchoring light transmission and meditation, because this is what we do with the higher family of light, what is known as the Ami Shaddai, the family of light. So you want to call them the saints, or you want to call them ascended masters, the archangels, the angels, enlightened ultra terrestrials, the whole family of light, of which the myriad of God's creation is boundless. So, but there is let's say, a divine plan for this sector, for this creation, not only for the planet, but actually for the whole universe, maybe beyond that. But somehow we are tied into that. And so, we come here with this sense when we're born into this life that we play some role in this. And so the anchoring light transmission meditation is our conscious awareness that we are multidimensional beings, that we do have that side of us that has a sense of mission and purpose. We're to bring light to the planet and to bring this, our planet, this creation, into a level of balance and peace. So that's the calling. That's the calling. So, of course, this has been going on now, going 14 years, every Monday without fail. The anchoring light was the result of a divine directive. This was something requested from the higher realms. And so when we come together, we choose to come together. We lend our light to what is known as the divine plan, which of course is bringing this creation, and as well as other creations, but most certainly our creation, into balance, into peace, into the whole, understanding that with the great diversity, there is the underlying oneness of all things, and that all things are interconnected. So if you look at the world, we have a lot to do to bring in that energy, that awakening for the masses of humanity. So when you are called, or I should say, when you choose to be chosen, this is the important work that we do. I've always said we always work behind the scenes. So I just wanted to go ahead and get that out first. That all are welcome to be here and to join us. And if you're interested in doing that, all you have to do is look at the Cosmic Center Spiritual Light Facebook page. And if you scroll down, you will see where it talks about the anchoring light with Baba Sharone. That's myself, that's my spiritual name. And you can register. And once you register, even if you don't get to register for this particular meditation, when you do register, you'll always be available, or always get a notification, and always can participate in consequent anchoring light meditations in the future. And if by chance you miss this, I want to remind everybody that we have a YouTube channel. It is the Cosmic Center Spiritual Light YouTube channel. And yes, these very powerful anchoring light transmissions do go, the majority of them, I should say, go onto the Anchoring Light YouTube channel, as well as our Saturday services and information that I'm telling you is just amazing. What is there? It's priceless. It's really priceless. So I did get a communication actually from somebody from another country, somewhere in Africa, and they were asking how do I get involved? Is there a membership? No, not really. There's no membership as such, but you most certainly can get involved by, you could get our newsletter, which is easy. You just go to the center's website at cosmiccenterspirituallight.com, which is ccosl.com. You could progress to be on our newsletter, but you could also, sign up on our Facebook page so that way you get information, and you also can go to our YouTube channel and be sure to like and subscribe, because that's just just so much powerful information is on there, really. And a lot of times what people have told me is that they go there, there's a whole lot of stuff on there, but somehow they're guided towards a certain lecture or a certain meditation that was just at the divinely appointed time for them. So it's like when you get onto the YouTube channel, you're sort of like guided as to what you want to listen to. I actually had people moved to Sarasota because they had experience on the YouTube channel. So be sure to definitely subscribe and like, and that's how you can be in the loop. Okay, so we want to just talk briefly. I put on the title, and I think, as I said, I'm now feeling to really just go out there and share like really important information, because the time is now. I'm always very discerning and I'm very careful as to how much, because not as necessarily everybody's ready to hear, a lot of information. We're all, each other, we are each other's teachers, and we are each other's students. We teach and learn from each other. But I always, it's like saying, giving a whole encyclopedia to somebody's in the fourth grade. They may not be ready to digest that all at one time. So I was like, take a piece, a piece, a piece, a piece, and then that way we do it. And we unfold in our own way. So, we use our divine guidance. But what I do want to talk about is, why? What is the root cause? As all of you know, if you're on a spiritual path, it is not a walk in the park at all. Not a walk in the park. It can be very challenging, being in already a challenging world in general, but specifically very challenging for those who walk a conscious spiritual path. And you would kind of think that, well, gee, I'm serving God, doing the best I can. Why aren't things working out like easy and smooth? I should just be able to kind of grace through things. And at some level you do. But before you get to that level, there are those challenges that it seems that we have to overcome. But I always want to start off by saying, no matter what the challenge is, there's always a silver lining. But part of the issue is this. There's a saying that says, when good people do nothing, evil prevails. Well, there's a lot to that. There's a lot to that statement. And in this particular creation, in fact, in this universe, some may call it a fallen universe. Now, there's many different layers. It isn't just one thing. I'm just talking about this particular fundamental layer, because there are the layers that, Earth as a school, and we've come here to learn, and there's karma, and there's a whole bunch of other things that are involved in all of that. But I'm going to specifically talk about how circumstances are. Clearly, we are in a world of duality. You kind of pick that up right away. And so this duality causes a lot of times extreme polarities, which we're finding ourselves in right now, where people are literally in different universes. Their experience is in a completely different universe. It's like, you can have the same people in the same country and have exactly different experiences. And if you think about it globally, you have groups of people, individuals that they're on the same planet, but have a completely different experience. So, there's that dynamic that's going on. But the other dynamic that's going on is that this particular creation is designed in a way that if we chose to do nothing, if we chose not to intervene, if something is not right, if we chose not to follow our own spiritual calling, if we chose not to follow the soul pulse that we feel that we have something here to do, to contribute, if we just decided to not follow through in some inspiration that we have, if we've chose not to correct wrongs or not to step up and say that's not right, okay, if we chose not to do nothing, we would be in a planet of complete dense darkness. We would still have cannibalism going on. Now, there's a story of Sanat Kumara and the Kumaras, and it has to do with the planet Venus, and supposedly that this is where this was coming from. Shambhala, Sanat Kumara says we want to bring light to this planet. And they were almost going to say, this planet, I don't know, it's really dark. It's pretty messed up. Maybe we should just leave it. And Sanat Kumara says, no, 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 I'll come. And 144,000 Kamaras came along with Sanat Kumara to anchor the light on this creation, to anchor the light on this planet. And it took them, according to legend, 3 times to do it because it kept on getting snuffed out. So who's snuffing it out? Well, in Zoroaster, okay, the Zoroastrianism, which is it still exists today. That religion is a very ancient religion. They have an eternal fire, and if you go into the Middle East and you see those communities that are very private, okay, they keep an eternal fire going on. It has to do with this concept of Sanat Kamara. These group of people keep this fire going because the idea of the fire was to bring light to darkness. So I would say that is a fundamental perspective, is that and the reasons of why and how, that's another story. But for now, if we do not bring light, then the default is darkness. Let's put it that way. The default is darkness. And so what we have to do, whether we feel like it or not, we get out of bed, we keep on going, we have the challenges, but there's something so deep within us, okay, that we are able to hold this unconditional love, this sense of service to God, this love for God. It's like, no, this is not right. I got to do something. I have to help. I have to assist. Is so strong in us because it needs to be strong, because it is here, okay, that we all come together as the family of light to rescue, help, support, and get this planet out of darkness. That's the JOB in a nutshell. That's it. And because the default will be darkness, it'll be, imbalance and war and suffering and, all of those things that we see in the world right now, where there's so much suffering and there's pain and there's confusion and all of that stuff that's there. Okay. And so we're only as great as the least of us. We're only as great as the least of us. And so there's work to be done. So I just wanted to say that, yes, when you signed up to walk this path, to be a light worker, okay, come in as a star seed, to be that wanderer, to be, in an alien world, which many of us feel like this is an alien world. I know I feel that way many times. Is that we've come here to do something. And what we've come here to do is to help to bring in the ascension of this planet, to bring in the divine plan, which is to bring peace on earth, light to the planet, and the ascension, okay, and to where we can now remove the suffering and the wars and all of that. The Zoroasters called the energy that wants to keep us in darkness, not to ascend, Ahriman. Ahriman. And for those of you that may know Rudolf Steiner does speak. He was a great illuminary in the 19th century. There's others that speak of the same story. They may have different names of it. There's the Luciferian thing. There's other names that go for this, but basically it's the counterforce, or what I call the anti-human. And we have a choice as these magnificent beings of light, because we hold the spark of the divine. Okay, we hold that in the image of the divine, that we do not allow that to happen. We do not. It's to align ourselves back into the original thought form, the original intention of this creation. So know that you have that spark in you, know that you have the power in you, and you definitely can do this. So with that, I'm going to say namaste to everybody. We will see you next week, Monday, because we're going to get ready to do the anchoring light transmission meditation now. And again, if you're interested to participate, just go ahead and register. You're welcome to do that at any time. Namaste.